What's up, everybody? So, thank you for joining along on the show this evening. Got a little intro music going on, trying to build a little vibe. It's Cinco de Mayo, so hopefully everybody's had a pretty good day. I appreciate everybody for joining along with me. We did have a guest lined up for this evening, but things happen. So here I am flying solo again, and there's nothing wrong with that. Uh, so let's go ahead and get started with this evening. So, guys, if this is your first time following along, do us a favor if we're streaming live on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, do us a favor, hit the like and subscribe button. We are trying to build our viewership there. I appreciate everybody who's subscribed to the channel already. Thank you so much. Hit the notification button. It'll also let you know when new content comes out or when we're streaming live and it comes on. So do us a favor, hit the notification button, drop it in the comments. We'll interact whenever the show's over, and I'll get back to you. So that is at the Made from Scratch broadcast channel there on YouTube. So do us a favor and go there and check us out. And then also, you can catch us streaming live on Facebook on our page at Made from Scratch broadcast there. And then we're also streaming back to our channel, my profile page. So you can catch me there as well if you're connected with me on Facebook. And then you can also catch us on Twitter, and that is via Periscope. And you can catch us there live at MFSB Live on Twitter. You can comment and down below, and we'll interact with your comments and that sort of thing. Whenever we pull them up on the screen and we have a question, we can share it. And I love it when people share these comments or questions and they have questions for guests. So just putting that out there, guys. You can follow us along on Twitter. And then we are streaming live on LinkedIn as well. So if you're watching on LinkedIn, appreciate you. Drop it in the comments. We'll get back to you there as well on LinkedIn. So I do like to interact while I'm there. So again, and then you can go to our website as well, and that's at www.madefromscratchpodcast, and we're streaming there as well on our Facebook page. So check us out there. And then, we already got people commenting. I got Lee Rowley, who I was on his show today, which that was a lot of fun. I don't know if you I don't know if you've seen his show, but man, it is really fun. I loved it being on there. That was a fun time. Different aspect to doing a live stream. Him and his partner, both of them, they interact very well, and fun time, man. I really enjoyed it. So, and then Jonid as well as watching along. So thank you, brother. Appreciate it. So, one of the things that we were actually talking about today on his show was the fact that we were talking about, what I love about doing live streaming and the whole process. But, with me, I like to be different. I like to try to push the envelope a little bit and be a little bit innovative. So you can do things, like throw on a little music in the background, right? You can jam. There's nothing wrong with having a little background music while you're doing it, right? So little Casey and the Sunshine Band, guys. Love that. And then, of course, just doing different things with what you can do with live streaming, right? I mean, there's so many different things, and that's one of the conversations we got really deep in, especially with his partner. And gosh, we were on there for an hour, and it went by again. It goes by so fast. You're just sitting there talking, right? And one of the best things that we were talking about, of course, was for me, it's fun. It's the nerdy part about doing all the technical stuff. So, and the reason I'm jumping into this because tomorrow, let me go ahead and pull it up. This is get to the fun part about why I love being creative. So tomorrow I found this app that kind of lets me like turn all these people's pictures, and it's like real cool, like photograph sort of thing. So tomorrow, that's David Mumford. He's going to be on the show. We're going to be talking about his journey on social media and what he's learning, that sort of thing. So I wanted to share that. And of course, Thursday, I got something a little bit different that I'm going to be doing, which is I'm going to be technically directing the show. I will be involved, but I'm having a little bit of a different twist to the show on Thursday evening. So Thursday evening, I'm going to be having on somebody who's been a former guest on the show. There she is, Wendy Kahula. Um, she's been on here to show. She was actually episode 8. That's almost like 50 episodes ago. So it's been quite a while, which is pretty awesome. But she's going to be on, and she's going to be hosting, guest hosting my show. So again, I'll be in the background. I'll be doing a lot of work, and that's what's on. See, you can find the Pika hat. That's her. That's her story child. Her children's story book series is called Pika Bunny, and she also has a kindness app, kindness tracker app, and then she also created a workplace app based off of this. It shares like kindness in the workplace and things you can do with your children. So, she sent this to me, and I'm really grateful. And both of these ladies will be on um, Thursday evening. So, and Kristen A. Sherry, excuse me, if you don't follow along, she is she's been coaching and writing books and making impact on a lot of people's life, and a lot of her stuff is business related and how to find your way and your path in your career. But she's also going to be starting a children's book series. So these two ladies are in the same forum, and they're going to be interviewing each other, which I love. And I'll just be here to watch the whole conversation. So I'm definitely going to be having fun, watching that. So, and then of course, I get all my regulars too that watch along on LinkedIn. So like my buddy Mike's here. So what's up, Mike Padurano, guys? If you're not connected with Mike, Mike does a lot of things behind the scenes. I got to give him big props because some of the guests that I've had on and some of the really interesting people who've been on my show I've met through Mike. So he's kind of connected us. So really appreciative of all the stuff that he does. And of course, Brian's watching. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it, buddy. But again, that's going to be the interesting fact that I'm going to be doing on Thursday. So it's going to be different twists. So if you don't see me on Thursday, but you'll still see the show come on, and you'll still see the regular channels. You'll see Wendy and Kristen doing this interview, and then I have another guest host, which I'm going to be getting ready to do the following week. Which is going to be I believe, on a Thursday again. So I don't know what it is about Thursday nights, but that's going to be the night, I guess, that I have guest host on. And I might as well throw it out there again. Guys, if you're interested and you want to learn about doing live streaming and you want to come on and host my show, reach out to me. Send me a direct message. I will work on getting everything set up, and we'll have you on, and we'll have you do an interview with the guest. Or if you feel brave enough to do a solo show. Doesn't matter. I'll be here to technically direct and kind of guide you along the way, which has been a different aspect doing my show. So again, but I like being creative and different with the things that I can do. So I don't like getting too routine or too stagnant sometimes because I just like trying different things, shaking things up, because you never know what's going to happen, what can come of it. So I don't know, maybe a guest host becomes a regular thing. I'm going to see and find out how it's going to work. And one of the things that has really interests me about this is the fact that there's a lot of people open to the idea, which is to me is pretty cool. So I get the opportunity to share my forum with different people. And again, I kind of came up with the idea a little bit, when we were actually talking. Oh, wow. Mei Fing Liam. Oh, I love her. She's awesome, guys. So if you're not, you're not connected to her, check it out, brother. She's awesome. That's one of the people I wanted to connect with. So, guys, thank you again. If you're interested, reach out to me. So, my guest tonight was supposed to be Amanda Relay, and again, life happened, so we rescheduled, we rebooked, and I'll have her on at a later date. So, um, but again, that's the thing about doing live streaming. You take the good with the bad, you take everything that goes along with it, and for me, it's pretty. I get to have fun either way. I do like interacting with the guest, but again, I have no problem with doing solo shows. So, you know, one of the topics that I've been really paying attention to, and what's been interesting is now that a lot of states, and especially in the state of Texas where I live, that we are reopening a lot of different avenues and businesses. So I believe on Friday they're going to be opening up like barbershops and salons and that sort of thing. So people are going to be venturing out out into the open, and even restaurants have already opened up out here. And I don't know if it's been like this in a lot of states, but I know in our state they've already opened. So um, it is. It's a touchy feely subject right now because again, you still got to be cautious. There's still a lot of things out there that are again very very interesting uh, things to pay attention to because here's one of the problems, and they've aired it already on one of the local news stations. Was there was a bar that reopened, and bars weren't actually opened up yet. They were selling alcohol to go, but they were selling it to go, and people were just lining up outside of these bars, this one bar, and they were just out there drinking, and um, you know, um, they were out there, kind of like having a party out in the front of this bar, right? And people weren't following social distancing, of course, and people were sitting there drinking their alcoholic beverages and that sort of thing outside of this bar. And I think that these sort of things are what kind of worry me a little bit about reopening. And it's not the fact that people won't be able to control themselves, but I think that people are ready to get out and be out in the open. And sometimes it's just throwing caution into the wind. And I'm about going out and being social. And believe me, I'm all for it. I'm all for getting the economy going again because um, sadly to say that a lot of businesses won't be reopening after everything that's happened. So even after maybe getting a small business loan, it was just enough to cover certain costs, and their doors are going to be closed forever. So a lot of businesses did not survive this COVID-19 epidemic. And but again, um, I think we still have to do these things and still have to go out there and be cautious. And I mean, when you're reopening things and getting people reacclimated to being out in the public, you got to remember that this disease is still out there. This virus is still out there, and it still has the potential to happen again. So just because we think we are more readily prepared now, you know, it's you know, it's crazy that the fact that we're still having to deal with this, and then we're still trying to open up society again. And I understand more than anything that people really need to start getting incomes coming into a lot of these small businesses. They're hurting very, very badly, man. And I hope nothing but the best for a lot of these businesses because again, it's somebody's passion, it's somebody's livelihood, it's somebody everything putting this into these small businesses. And a lot of the small business communities that we have are the heart of a lot of people's economies, a lot of communities economies around there. So, I'm all for getting these businesses open again, but we still have to be cautious about how we proceed with all of this stuff. Because again, if you don't take the precautionary measures, if you think that because everything's reopening, we're going to be okay and everything's going to be fine, we're just going to cause the same problems again. So um, I want everybody just to go out there and be careful when they go out and reassociate and get reacquainted with being in the public, because a lot of people have not come out of their homes since a lot of these stay in order places were put in place and mandated. So um, I've had to go out into the public because my other job was considered essential. So I've still been out into the public, but again, I made sure I covered all my basics. So going out there, I had my mask on, I had gloves on, I had long sleeve shirts. Um, so I knew that I knew that there had to be, I had to be cautious because, again, um, I knew that I had to protect my family, and going out there into the public and bringing this home would cause havoc in my household. So um, even now, I'm still being cautious. So I'm not. Believe me, I don't. Um, I do not want to go out into the open just yet. Even though there's restaurants that are open and they're putting in 6 feet rules, there's only like 25% capacities on some of these businesses that are opening up. So it's still going to be rough sledding uh, moving forward. Uh, just because, just because again, you're not going to be able to. Um, you're not going to be able to get a full house. You're not going to be able to have big parties of people sitting together in groups of 12 and 15 and sharing and doing all these things. You have to spread all this out, and you only can have so many people in there. So, having a full staff, having the full kitchen staff, having a whole front of the house staff, right? These are all things that are going to have to be taken into place for a lot of these restaurants and small businesses that are reopening, because we're essentially um, trying to slowly reinvigorate the economy by opening businesses and getting uh, people to spending money again and that sort of thing, because we need it. Our economy needs it pretty freaking badly. So you know, interesting thing is haircuts. How's that going to work out? Because you still have to be pretty intimate, pretty close to get a haircut. So is it they're going to be fully masked? Are the customers required to wear masks? These sort of things. So um, I don't know how that's going to operate. I'm waiting to see how that's going to go work out once businesses open again, like the hair salons, barbers. Um, that sort of thing open up on Friday here in the state of Texas. So, hey, Marcello Arcele, what's up, my friend? Thank you for joining along. Awesome. Appreciate you, pal. Who else is here? Let's see. Saima De Leon. Hey, my friend, what's going on? And then, of course, regular people have been coming along. So, yeah, but that's the whole thing about what's been going on and getting getting reacclimated back into society. So yeah, I need a haircut. Marcello, yeah, you and me both, brother. It's been a while since I've got a haircut, and man, I've just let the whole thing go. The beard growing out, so I'm gonna stick with that. But getting a haircut, yeah, I need one pretty badly. Um, I don't know. I didn't want my wife to cut my hair. Just because I was, I don't know. I would just, well, I've been going for a long time to the same barber for a very long time. So it's been kind of sucky to not go to my regular barber and get a haircut. But hey, it is what it is, right? We're all living in this society. We got to make it work for us. But again, these are all different things that I've been looking at and just hoping that everything works out for the best. because again, I know that I have friends whose businesses have really suffered because of everything, and I know that they desperately need to open up and get some kind of revenue started uh, funneling back into their businesses, because that's their livelihood, and you can only depend on the government for so long to cover so many things. So yeah, it's been crazy, um, just watching all this happen. But hopefully we do get out there and we do get everything back. And um, I just know that we still have to be cautious. You know, and the only reason I say that, and I think that I've heard some experts say we might be rushing back into it. Um, we are rushing back into it. There's no if or buts or what about it. But we have to. It's sink or swim time right now, and there's a reason why businesses are going to be opening and that sort of thing, but they're not opening schools, right? Um, because we got to watch out for kids. We actually had in my city a story that broke a couple days ago that there was a 17-year-old, right, a healthy 17-year-old kid who no underlying conditions. Everybody, she contracted the coronavirus, and they didn't know exactly when she actually got it, but she passed away at 17. Um, she was an honor society student, going into her senior year, and now her life's over. So it is a serious subject, man, and somebody's dealing with that right now. Somebody's family is trying to find an answer, and they're learning that this is a serious matter. Um, so that's what I'll just tell people. Just know that your situation can change pretty quickly. So still, if you're going out into the public, you want to go out and enjoy a nice run, a walk, get out and exercises. I believe gyms and stuff are going to be opening again here in the state of Texas on Friday. You know, good luck with um, with that, because that can be pretty scary. A lot of these businesses are trying to, again, getting revenue in here, but it's going to be different. They're going to be playing it by ear, because I mean, how many people are you going to be able to have in the gym? Keeping 6 feet of distance, sweating, people having to use, I don't know if they're going to have people using like locker rooms, that sort of thing. So I don't know. That's going to be quite touchy feely, and I know it's been hurting, because I actually saw that like Gold's Gym had filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So because of everything that's been going on, now they're going to probably come out of Chapter 11 after a while, but they had to file because it's been pretty serious. So these are all things good, and I think a lot of it's going to be good news when we do open up, and with with everything that's going on. So I just hope going forward we just take caution. That's all I want to do. I would love to go to my favorite restaurant, go have a nice meal. And I know that sometime in the future, I will be able to go. Me and the family will be able to go have a nice dinner, that sort of thing. It's just going to take time, again, guys. We have to ease into it. We got to take baby steps a little bit. And I know that we're kind of rushing it, but we are rushing it for a reason. So that's again, it's pretty crazy that we're still in these times, and we're still having to deal with this, but that's life, right? So let's start talking about something else a little bit different. So I one of the things that I've had a conversation with this afternoon when I was on Lee Raleigh's show. We were talking, of course, about you know being positive and being able to share positive messages with people, because that's one of the things that I like to share and I like to bring on whenever people come on my shows, just having a positive message, um, and being able to, um, look at these things and find the silver lining in just about everything that's going on with your situation. So like even today, I've had internet issues. I'm still having internet issues. Um, I can't get my router for some reason. I think it's busted. I don't know. I've reset it, reconnected it, connected it with the WPS to directly link up to it, and it's not working. So my Wi-Fi is not actually working, but I am directly hardwired into my modem, which that's what I usually do. But I do like to have my Wi-Fi so I can connect with uh, my what would be my phone, but I dropped my phone in um, water today, so that wasn't fun. And of course, I had a guest had to reschedule, but these are all, I could be like down and Debbie Downer and go, oh man, all these things are just happening. They're not working for me, blah, blah, blah. But, I'm happy. I'm having a good time. So, I got to be on Lee's show today. That was fun. I'm doing my own show today, and I'm still getting to interact with people and have people comment and share share their time with me, which I love. So I don't have a reason to be. I just look at the good things about life, and I understand that there are bad things. There is definitely bad things everywhere. You're gonna have to deal with bad things. I know I'm gonna have to deal with bad things in my life, but it doesn't have to totally control how I feel and how I react as a person. So um, I choose to be happy. I choose to be positive because I've lived a lifestyle before where I did let it control me. I did let the negative aspect of what's going on in my life really weigh me down, and I'm no longer, you know, I'm no longer in that much state of mind, and I'm never going back to that state of mind. So, um, good, bad, or indifferent, this is what I'm going to be going forward, and I just hope that I'm able to bring that message across to people, and I hope that I bring the guests that I bring on bring that message as well. Bring a positive aspect of what we're talking about, and again, get to share the creative part of who they are and what they do as a person. I love sharing creativity and um, people using this forum to kind of talk about the things that they're creative and passionate about. So, people that have their own podcasts and people that are creating their own shows or people that are creating their own books or their own workshops, their own, all these things are creative aspects of who every single person is. And when it's their personal avenue for self-expression. So yes, I love that. I love bringing that on, and I love sharing that with everybody who comes on and wants to interact with me. So thank you again, everybody, for wanting to do that. So um, it's always fun getting to do this every single day with or without a guest. And um, you know, as we move forward as a society, as we continue to grow forward as a society, I think that it's still a necessary message, and it's going to be one that I'm going to carry with me every single day. So if you come on here and not looking, and you don't want happy-go-lucky and smiles and fun and laughs and that sort of thing. If you're not that kind of person, this is probably not the show for you. So um, I hope you would stay and watch and maybe find some value in it. But again, I can't promise that. I come here with a smile and I get to share this with everybody. I get to share this message. So I'm 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 100% happy and thrilled that I have this forum to do this. So um, mm, water is so good for some reason today. Um, but with people who who I get to reach out to, I find that most of these people here are just like me. They're wanderers who are starting to find their voice and their means to express. And even now, as I've grown and I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to learn to scale to the next level, I know I'm going to have to start finding people who are going to have to start helping me grow. Um, so I hope that somewhere along the line that the universe or somebody starts connecting me with people who want to help me grow, who want to become part of the show, who want to learn about this thing and will find value in it. And you know, because again, it's a passion, and I know that it's a lot of work. Kenneth Dunner, my friend, thank you, sir. Appreciate you always. Kenneth is awesome, is super awesome, guys. If you haven't connected with Kenneth Dunner Jr., go on LinkedIn and connect with him. Super happy, super positive guy. You know, he's always really out there, and that's what I love about what he does and what he says and what he brings to a lot of the comments and that sort of thing. So, Kenneth, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you, brother. Always, always. But again, I know I'm going to have to find people to start integrating into what I'm doing here to kind of grow to the next level because um, it's not that I can't handle the work. It's the fact that there's so much going on behind the background. Um, so I am looking at means to kind of do a lot of integrations that make my job easier, but will also help me have opportunities to share with other people. So, um, it's one of the fun. Again, it's this is all fun to me. This is the best. And I don't know if like Gary Vee has this. I always see him talking about it, but maybe I always go, no, it couldn't be that fun for him. I mean, it's a lot of work, right? But then I see the smiles on his face. I see some of the things that he does, and I know he's got to be having fun, or else you wouldn't put yourself through all of this here um, to kind of to put yourself through a lot of what you do because again this is a passion project, but it's becoming something more. It's taking on um, a whole nother form. It's growing into something else organically, um, and I love the fact that as I continue to grow and this grows with it as well, that other things will start growing around it. And um, I'm a big believer again in the universe, just kind of um, showing you the path. You just have to be ready for it and know when to take the opportunities to kind of jump forward. So um, it's something that I'm looking forward to as I continue along this journey because here I am 50 episodes in. I have another actually 49 episodes to go before I reach 100. And at the 100 episode mark, I'm going to reevaluate everything and see what processes that I can possibly change. Um, and who knows, it might be changed before I even get to 100. Um, just because of everything that's happening around in the background and everything and people reaching out. So, um, I'm growing as this thing's growing. I'm working as hard as ever to try to make this thing the best that it possibly can. Um, because again, I love the fact that people, again, like I got people, thank you, that are sharing. So like Frank, Kelly, Diana's been a guest on the show. So yeah, as it continues to get bigger and grow a little bit more and more, again, there's things that I'm looking to do to kind of uh, grow this thing out beyond just doing a live show. And I don't want to step away from this thing because I love doing this. it's one of the best part of my days now. Whenever I get to come in here and have these conversations with everybody, and um, but I know that I need to at some point start delegating some of the work and getting some of the things in the background taken care of, um, because I know that I need to take more time for like my family, that sort of thing. And I know that sometimes I do overlook um, some of the things going on in my household to kind of do this. Um, but I see the flaws that I have. I know that I have to address them, and I know I have to address the issue, and it is an issue for me, but I'm working on it. So I will get this figured out. It's just going to be a matter of when and how. Um, and again, whenever I do need that thing, I kind of put it out there and pray on it, and then see what happens. See what the Lord brings me. Um, see what the world will bring to me, what the universe brings to me, and just go from there. So again, I all the gratitude for everybody who's helped me so far, and those who I've yet to meet yet, that are out there waiting to meet me, or we're going to meet somewhere along the line. So I know that there's another path to go down, and I'm just thrilled waiting to see where that's going to take me. But again, with this, none of this, guys, none of this happens. None of this other stuff, none of all this stuff does not happen without all of you guys and everybody that kind of like comes along and you know helps me grow as an audience. So all the guys that I've already shouted out, thank you guys. Alan Staines, Lee, of course, Lee's awesome. He's a funny guy. But you know, even going forward, right? I know that in somewhere along the lines of wanting to scale up this whole process, the whole even at some point creating a business, because that's right now that's the dream, is to be able to do this full time, and be able to support my family. So for me to do that, I got to find avenues to make this happen. And believe me, it's something that as soon as I get off, I start thinking about constantly. And even that's why even part of the technical aspect and growing and learning, um, just man, there's so many different things out there you can learn and create with. So it's right now I'm thinking what I'm gonna have to do is focus a little bit and work on getting that taken care of and making it a reality. So um, this has been quite a journey, because I never expected it. I think that's what's been the fun part about this. Um, I never expected being on camera. I never expected the lights. I never expected um, doing a live show. I never expected the impact that I would bring to other people's lives. And when it boils all down, I think that's what's the most super important, and I don't want to lose sight of that. Is the impact that I get to bring to other people. Um, I think the moment I get away from that is the moment that I've lost sight of what really made this interesting and fun. Is being able to concentrate on just making an impact to other people's lives. Um, you know, um, I've had this conversation with numerous people that, if I can just help one person a day, right? If you really and truly believe that, then you really do as much as you can to try to make it happen. Um, so everybody and anybody that kind of connects with me, I try to answer them back. I really do. And if I don't get the opportunity to do it right away, I try to do it as soon as I possibly can, because um, it could be that one person that needs to hear that and wants to connect. and I don't want to miss that opportunity. Um, and even if you grow to have a huge following and big numbers, and you know not being able to connect with everybody, you start getting handlers and that sort of thing, and it grows too big and so fast. Um, like celebrities who do this, I don't. Um, it's always cool to see those celebrities that still reach out and reach out to many of their fans as much as they possibly can. That's always an awesome aspect. Seeing celebrities or athletes do it too, right? You see athletes who do this, um, who share their time and reach out to fans because they still understand it's because of these fans. It's because of people that like that who follow you along that kind of um, you know who kind of help you get to this point, and they help you um, grow and develop, and it's all part of the process. It's all part of um, becoming something bigger. So just I understand. I don't ever want to lose sight of that. I don't ever want to um, not be able to take the time to tell somebody who's taking the time out of their day to tell me hello or thank you or send me congratulations or well wishes or anything like that. You know, I understand it's tough to answer everybody, but it doesn't mean that I can't try. I don't know. It's always something different, but this is always the best part about what I mean when I get to say I make impact and to reach out. So anybody that wants to connect, anybody wants to reach out to me, you're more than welcome to. I will get back to you ASAP as soon as I possibly can. Um, because again, I love building these relationships and nurturing them into something else. That's essentially what I've done with all the connections that I've created on a lot of these social media platforms. And I'm humbled um, that I get to do this, that I get to make these connections and talk and share this forum, because I know that some people out there they they're intimidated by being on camera and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's a scary aspect, I'll tell you that much, if you've never done it before, but it's worth the risk if you take that leap. I'm gonna tell you right now, um, the network of friends and people in the circles that kind of helped me out a lot. I never would have had them if I never would have taken this opportunity to jump forward. So it's worth every single moment, every single minute that you spend doing these things and creating them. So it's always fun, everybody. It's always fun. So I guess let me go ahead and go over real quick about what we got going on again tomorrow. So, guys, again, tomorrow evening, I'm going to have David Mumford on. I do appreciate him for coming on the show. He's going to tell and talk about his story about wanting to learn and move forward with his uh, journey into social media, and what his message has been and what he's creating and what he's hoping to learn on his journey. So David's going to be on tomorrow night, and then Thursday again, guys, I'm going to have these two wonderful women, Wendy Gahula and then Kristen A. Sherry. They'll be on the show, interviewing with each other, and I'll just be here getting to be in the background. So you won't even see me Thursday, but I'm going to be having a blast because I'm going to get to be able in the background and doing the technical aspect of the show, which I always love doing. So I'm so prepared for that and been looking forward to doing this. And and then guys, thank you again for everybody who's been commenting on LinkedIn. Guys, I appreciate you so much. And exactly, Mike. So Mike Pedrano, he kind of said, this was always you, and you're crushing it. You're just getting started. Yeah, so that's the way I feel. I'm just getting started. 50 episodes in, and I'm just getting started, which is the fun part, right? So I want this to become next level. I want this thing to grow to the point where it does carry a little bit of weight and reach, and it becomes a forum to share with people. Um, my I don't talk about this very much, but my grandmother and grandfather started their own business back in 1950, and their business and the community that they served was kind of like this for me. It was their forum to share to people, and my grandmother always had a gracious heart. She was always a very, very religious woman. And when people didn't have money or didn't have what they needed, she gave it to them out of the kindness of her heart, because she knew it wasn't about what she was giving away. It wasn't about what was there, but it was about the people, because she knew that at some point the impact that that was going to make on somebody's lives might not have been right now. It could be in 10, 20, 30 years when their children grow up and they go back and they continue to frequent the establishment that they built up, because they knew what kind of heart she had and what she was as a person. So I hope to carry that into what I do here. So for me, I had a really great example of what it meant to have um, kindness and compassion and a heart of gold, and yet still knew what it was like to run a business, and to knew what it took to take the risk and do these odd things. And um, she lived her life, man, all the way up until she passed away at the age of 96. She lived her life that way every single day. So I'm grateful for having that example in my life, because it kind of teaches me that I know that these things can be accomplished, whether it was a business like theirs or whether it's something that I'm doing now. It's all about what I create and what I share with people, and know that it's not about all of the impact that I'm making this second. It could be the impact that I create in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, who knows? Um, but I know that by doing this, at least I'm putting it out there into the world. And um, once everything's done and said and written about the book that I've created in my life, that you know this will be part of my legacy. um, and it'll be almost something that my kids can go back and watch and share, and know that this is what Dad put into the world, and this is the message that Dad created and wanted to share with people. So um, again, thank you guys for following along. Thank you guys every day for coming on and sharing this forum with me. Thank you guys so very much. Without you, none of this is possible. So I'll go ahead and end the show on that note, guys. So I will see you guys tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, with my guest, David Munford. We'll be here. Same channels, same sort of deal, guys. Remember, if your state is reopening, you're going out into the public, man, just follow a lot of the smart rules and regulations that have been put in place. Um, wash your hands, wear your gloves, keep your 6 feet, practice good social distancing. Life is starting to open back up again, and we just got to take it one day at a time, folks. So thank you so much, guys. I will see all of you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock with my guest, David Munford. Y'all guys stay safe, stay blessed, and talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.